Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing my first dip powder video ever. This is my first time using dip powder and I'm actually really excited. So I am using Peppi Gel's kit for this. And so here are the three liquids that I am using. Here is a buffer block that came in the kit. And here is the color that I chose, which is Chin Up Princess. So I really do like this color. It turned out so pretty. But anyway, so I also got these two cards. One was the instructions, one is just a welcome card and thank you. Anyway, so right now I'm just buffing the nails. I know at some point I'm going to have to do this, so I decided to just do this now. As you can tell probably from my other hand, if you're following this currently, if you look at my Instagram page, you could definitely see how old those nails are. This is actually kind of an old video, but I haven't been able to post it. I've been really backed up. I've been trying to get in a bunch of videos, but anyway, so step 1 is to sanitize your hands. Step 2 is to cut nails, file, and shape to your liking. Push/remove cuticles from nail bed. I already did these 2 steps, and step 3 is buff the nails enough to remove the shine from nails. Make sure to get near the cuticles and sidewalls of nails. Wipe off dust, debris using acetone to dry the nails. So right now, this is what I'm doing, step 3, which is wiping off dust and debris using acetone to dry the nails. So that's what I currently just did. And so now step 4 is make sure nails are 100% dried before starting your application. I think they're fine. Step 5 is open desired colors and use a small stir stick to loosen the powder. So I kind of just decided to shake it. I didn't have a stir stick, so I guess it actually just turned out fine. I didn't entirely have any issues, I guess, but yeah, I just shook it for a bit. Loosen the powder. So now step 6 is apply liquid number 1 ready to the first finger about 85% up the nail. And then dip at a slight angle into the powder. Never dip nails face down. I feel like this part was a little unclear. After dipping slowly into the jar, pull our finger out. Okay, pull our finger out, then tap the excess powder off the nail. Be careful to not tap the jar as it could spill. Okay, so I am gonna do this. I feel like when they say never dip nails face down, it's a bit unclear. I think the first time I read this, it wasn't as clear, but now reading again, I definitely do know what they mean, especially because I did test two different ways of dipping my nail into it, and one of the ways really did get messed up, and I'll show you what that was and how that happened. Anyway, so here's the liquid number 1, and I'm applying it to 85% of my nail about. It really does smell like, it smells like, what was it? Nail glue. And actually, a few weeks later, I did try using it as nail glue, and it actually worked really good as nail glue. I don't know how great that is, but yeah. So now I'm dipping the nail into the powder. I am dipping in at a slight angle, about 45 degrees or so, just about. I am dipping my nail onto the rim just to get the excess powder off. I also have a brush that I do use. So right now, as I'm showing you, I'm just wiping off the excess off of my nail using the brush. You do want to let the nail dry a bit before you do this, only because if the liquid is still wet, you're going to move the liquid and it's going to mess up the design and look. So right now I am wiping it off. I put the card underneath it just to catch any excess that fell off to the side. Don't entirely want that. Okay, so step 7 is continue the process, now covering the entire nail but stopping a hairline before the cuticle. Each nail should have a total of 3 dips. So I'm gonna apply number 1 onto the entire nail. Of course, not touching the cuticle or side walls. Well, the cuticle or skin next to the nail. I don't entirely know if that was, I don't want to call it the side wall, because I think that might be referring more to the nail itself. But anyway, now I'm applying number 1 onto the entire nail, and I'm gonna dip it back into the powder just how I did it before, but this time making sure to get the entire nail covered. So after I do this one time, I do it 2 more times because it does say that it should have a total of 3 dips. So that is what I ended up doing. So I repeat step 7 until I have 3 dips on the nails. Anyway, so I do want to point out this note right above step 7, which is liquid number 1 is very sticky. Do not wipe excess liquid on the neck or rim of the bottle. This will cause bottle and product damage or sealed shut lids. The best way to apply the Pro Base is to dip the brush straight up and down. If there is too much liquid on your brush, wipe excess on a plain paper towel or carefully use the wiper inside of the bottle. I want to point this out because I did accidentally get it stuck afterwards, and to open it really was a whole pain, and it was not working out all that great. And also, I don't know if it mentions it for liquid 3, but this also happened with my liquid 3, and I never actually got my liquid number 3 open still. So I do want to warn you guys of that because it is something that does happen, and it is really hard to get it unstuck. So please just be careful with that and don't get it stuck, because it would really suck to have this liquid and have purchased this liquid and then not only get one use out of it, especially when it's such a big bottle and you could get so many uses out of it. You definitely don't want to mess it up and get it stuck and not be able to open it. So I just finished dipping in my thumb for dip number 3. The color is so far really pretty and I really do love it. I love this color and I feel that the powder is a good size. I guess I did expect it to be a bit bigger, but also I still think it's a good size compared to some of the other ones that I've seen before. Anyway, I'm just dusting off some of the excess powder that's on the nail, and this is what it currently looks like after the 3rd dip. It really is shiny and so beautiful, and I do love this. I want to say that it definitely is a new experience for me because I've never done dip before, but I feel that it's very easy, and it is my first time and I do find it really easy. So for this nail is the one where I mess it up. As I was talking about in step 6, I felt that it was a bit unclear, so I was like, okay, maybe let's try dipping it another way. I know the first way worked, but let's see what happens if I dip it another way. I did apply number 1 to all the nails before continuing. I do not recommend this because I think it actually dries up really fast, and you want the powder to cover the entire area where you apply the liquid, but if it dries up it won't cover it. And so I definitely recommend maybe just doing it one at a time. It definitely wouldn't hurt to do it one at a time. Maybe it might take a little longer, but I think it's definitely worth waiting because you end up just getting more out of it. Anyway, so as you can see, I kind of turned my nail like upside down a bit, and this happened. The liquid kind of moved and scrunched up. I don't know if that's what it's called, but it ended up getting messed up. The way that it did with my thumb is probably the best way. And that's how I actually do it with the rest of my nails. It was just this one finger that I ended up messing up. And so it's not that big of a deal if you mess it up because you can just add more powder and then even it out. But I guess my issue was that it just, even after filing it, you can tell that there was a mistake on it. It didn't entirely look as good as the other nails. And so here's a close-up of how it looks and what happened. It's not that big of a deal. I really didn't mind it, but if you're doing it for someone else, or if you really wanted to look great, maybe don't do it the way that I did with my pointer finger. But anyway, still look great in the end. I was still happy, but yeah, just a little do not do this. So now I'm just brushing off the excess powder off my nails, and here I show my pinky, which is the one that lasted the longest like to dry. And as you can see, a lot of the powder didn't stick to it, and this is what I was talking about before, and that the liquid does dry up pretty fast, and so it doesn't entirely stick after it dries, and so this is what ends up happening. So that is also why I recommend doing it like one at a time. Anyway, sorry my face kind of gets in the frame, didn't entirely notice, but I hope it's not a problem. You can still see my nail. Anyway, so I just repeat step 7 with the rest of my nails. Also, right below step 7 says make sure to wipe off excess powder lightly with Peppi duster in between each layer. This will help to provide thin, even layers on the nails and prevent the liquid number 1 from becoming clumpy and gooey. So, it's something I was doing already. I think when I was doing it, I didn't actually pay too much attention to the notes, but I did want to point it out. It was something that I mentioned before, but just for a reasoning explanation why. Anyway, so I continue to do this all and to all my nails. So I'm just going to continue showing you that, and then I'll speak soon. So yes, this is my pinky. Anyway, I want to show what this actually did to my brush. From wiping so much, I guess I didn't wait for the powder to fully dry before wiping, and so it ended up sticking to my brush, which I wasn't too happy about, but not like there's anything I can do about it now. But yeah, just a warning, make sure it's fully dry before you wipe because that will happen. Okay, so now step number 8 is apply liquid number 2 to all fingers. Make sure to cover the whole nail, especially near the cuticle line and free edge. Don't be afraid to go a little heavy and make sure to dip the brush back into the bottle for each nail. So that is what I'm doing here, and I am making sure to dip the brush into the bottle after every nail. I think I may have forgotten at some point, but I do try to do this. I don't know. I don't entirely know what this liquid does, but it tells me to do it. So I'm just going to follow because this is also my first time. I think it just hardens the gel. Well, not the gel, the number 1, which I'm pretty sure is a nail glue. I want to point that out again. But yeah, so I guess it just hardens it. I don't know. I thought it would harden on its own. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, so I ended up waiting a bit, and so this is my nail file from Bohemian Glass nail file. I really love this nail file. I will leave a link to it down below, and it's literally one of my favorite nail files. I do have like normal like 180 grit files, but because I'm going around like the cuticle area, I want to be a little more careful because I don't want to cut myself. So I really find this file so great for that. Love it so much. And so yeah, now I'm filing my nails. So it is, I think, step number 9 is allow the liquid number 2 to dry for 2 minutes. It's very important to wait the full 2 minutes before this next step. So I did do that, and so now this is step number 10. Once dry, use a file to shape and smooth the tips, then buff the whole nail until smooth. Wipe off dust with Peppi duster. So I am just doing this with the nail file. I think I don't use their buffer to buff my nails. I just end up using the file because I find the file to be really smooth and I love this nail file. But yeah, so right now I'm filing the nails. I don't know why it looks like this, but I don't remember being that hard to file the nails. It really wasn't. But yeah, so right now I'm just filing the nails, shaping them to how I want it, and just removing the, well, I want to say removing the shine because that's what you'd say with like gel, but there's not really that much of a shine. But yeah, so I'm just filing the surface, I suppose. Yeah, so anyway, just also, I really love this file. I know I said it before, but I really love it. Anyway, so yeah, filing. So I'm dusting off all the dust. I do finish this process with the rest of my nails, but I do it off camera. This is what my nail looks like after I file it. So now step 11 is apply a second coat of liquid number 2. Wait 2 minutes for it to dry. This step is critical. 2 minutes is key for the optimum shine. After 2 minutes, wipe each nail with a paper towel. So I do this, and then I end up doing number 12. But yeah, so you want to apply liquid number 2 to your nails. And I'd say go a little heavier than light. I did wait the 2 minutes afterwards, but I don't entirely include that. No one really wants to just see me do nothing for 2 minutes, so that's fun. So yeah, I apply this to all my nails and then wait 2 minutes. Okay, so now I'm on step 12, which says apply your first coat of liquid number 3, which is shine. This coat should be applied in 2 to 3 quick strokes per nail. So basically just like applying nail polish to a nail. Anyway, in between each nail, wipe the liquid number 3 brush on a plain paper towel. Be sure to not wipe the same spot twice. I don't actually do this. Before dipping back into the bottle. This step should not be ignored. It is critical to eliminate any residue from your liquid number 2 from getting in sort of contact with your liquid number 3. I didn't actually listen to this. I didn't see the point of it, didn't understand the wiping part, so I kind of ignored it. Maybe I should have listened to it because my number 3 bottle is now stuck. But anyway, nails came out great, so not complaining. So I finished doing this to all my nails, and then I move on to step 13, which is continue immediately with your second coat of liquid number 3, shine. Make sure to cap your free edge to prevent lifting. Your nails will be dried and ready in exactly 2 minutes. So they say exactly 2 minutes. I don't know how true that is. I didn't just time it. I gave it a decent amount of time. I really did want it to dry before anything. And then step 14 says after your Peppi cure is complete, apply cuticle oil, coconut oil, or our personal favorite, Vaseline. I applied one of the cuticle oils that I have. It was fine. But yeah, I am just applying the second coat right now. I took a few second break only because I was assuming that when they said to do immediately after, that you're doing all 10 nails. But because I'm not doing all 10 nails, I gave it a few just to imitate that I was doing all 10 nails. Anyway, so here's me applying the coat for a second time. I just want to say real quick, this number 3, I also think is a nail glue. Don't quote me on that, but I think it is, especially also how the bottle is so stuck. Anyway, so this is how the nails look in the end. I really love it. I think the color is absolutely stunning and beautiful. I really love this color. I can't express how much I love this color. Anyway, I am really happy with this look. My nails felt so strong, and they really were strong, and none of it broke. It didn't peel, it didn't lift, and I just love it.